Welcome to today's episode of Two Leafy Podcast. On today's episode, we had on the stunning and fabulous Abigail Wiley and Tony Wiley. They are the owners and operators of Kizomba Noroeste. They teach Kizomba in BlackPool, United Kingdom. Great episode. We talk about their recent trip to Angola, man. They learned so much. They had an amazing time. It's so wonderful to hear about, traditional and authentic Kizomba. We talk a lot about that. They've been dancing Kizomba since 2010 and teaching since 2014. So a great episode. I'm so happy to share it with you. Let's jump right into it.
Hey, all right. So I am now on the line with a Miss Abigail and Mr. Tony Wiley, who are
Yes.
who are the owners and operators of Kizomba Noroeste. You you all currently live in Blackpool, United Kingdom, and I believe you teach salsa, bolero, semba, and Kizomba. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I believe you all have been dancing Kizomba since 2010, and you started teaching in 2014. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes.
All right, awesome. That's awesome. That's so good to hear. I'm curious, how you all doing today?
We're fine. We're fine. We have a nice sunny day here in Blackpool.
Awesome.
It's tea time. I believe it's morning. Are you in morning mode there?
Yes, ma'am. It's 11:12 here, 11:12 a.m.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. It's nearly tea time. 10 past 5 now.
Okay, I see. I know it's afternoon for you all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna ask you all. I have never been to Blackpool. Could you tell me what was Blackpool like? What is it like living there?
You have an open invitation anytime, young man. Come and
I
join.
appreciate that.
You just need your flights and you can live here.
It's so kind of you.
No problem.
Come and stay with us.
No problem.
Yeah. Blackpool. Blackpool is a northwest Lancashire seaside resort. It's been going for centuries, but it's in the Domesday Book. But it's predominantly a Victorian town. It was started in the Victorian ages, so there's lots of Victorian architecture, and it's one of the UK's most popular seaside resorts. We have a pleasure beach, which is a massive fun fair, which has a blue plaque status. It's very historical, and it's the most visited attraction in the UK.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And of course the Blackpool Tower.
Of course, the Black.
So I was gonna bring that up. I saw y'all dancing at that tower on a couple of days.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing place. Again, it's a big Victorian structure, and it has the best ballroom in, I'm going to say, the world, but it is.
Okay.
It's just an incredible place to go and visit and dance. It's like the mecca for dancers to go there, whatever genre. It is amazing.
So,
We have been lucky enough to have a big Kizomba night as well on the famous dance floor there. It's a sprung wooden dance floor, and when you have a lot of people on it, you can see it moving.
okay, is that scary or is that a good thing?
It's amazing. It's amazing. We have a black cat that's trying to get onto the table.
Okay,
Say
all right.
hello.
I want to
Pushed him off then.
I want to ask you real quick. Were y'all both born in Blackpool?
No. I've lived here most of my life, but I'm a Pompey. I was born in Portsmouth.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
you
so Terence, can you detect a difference between the way that we speak?
definitely, I definitely can.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So she is a Lancashire lass. She comes from Lancashire, and that's why she speaks that. Me, I was born in London, and I lived in Brixton, which is it's a very well-known place in London. I lived in Brixton for the first 13 years of my life, and then I moved out, and then 12 or 13 years ago, she came down to where I was living just to see a friend, and 6 months later, I was moving up here, and I'm
Okay.
I can't get rid of
Okay.
She can't get rid of me.
I've changed the locks and everything. I just can't.
She keeps trying to lock me out, and I keep
Yeah.
coming back.
I wanna start with you, Tony, real quick. Tell me, what was it like? What was your childhood like in Brixton? Tell me about that, please.
My childhood in Brixton, for me, was amazing. It was amazing. Brixton is very dominantly, always has been very dominantly lived in um, by black people mainly. Okay, very black.
Culture.
The culture there very strong. But as a white child, the schools that I went to, maybe 1,500, 2,000 children, maybe 200 white.
Hey,
So I was in a minority.
yeah.
So I was brought up in that environment, but as a child, I loved it.
Okay.
I absolutely loved it. I have extremely good memories of going to evening dinners with my friends' parents, eating jerk chicken and rice and that kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
So for me, very good memories.
Okay. I'm curious. Did you grow up in a dancing household or at all or?
Hmm. No, not a dancing household. My mum and my dad were they were rock and roll
Okay.
dancers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
For me, my dancing started in maybe the 70s, 1970s,
Okay.
which was very much John Travolta,
Yeah.
disco type dancing. For me, when I went out dancing, all my friends would be on the bar drinking, but me, I'd be on the floor dancing.
Okay, sure enough. Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
difference. That was the
Okay, I
difference. And
understand. I understand.
that's always continued. I like
Mm.
dancing.
Okay, sure enough, sure enough.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about you, Abigail. I forgot what you said the name of it was. Start with the P. Pa,
So, yeah,
Pempe. Where you were born at? What was the name of that city again?
Portsmouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Portsmouth.
Yeah,
My fault.
yeah, down south. But my parents moved to Blackpool because my father's a band leader, a musician. So he landed his band at the Blackpool Tower. So I grew up in the Tower Ballroom, sliding along the floor on my knees and playing hide and seek. There used to be a zoo there and everything. So I grew up with big band music. And yeah. So
So tell me, what was it like, having a father as a band leader? Would you say a band manager? What was he?
band leader, yeah. It was pretty cool. It was cool, yeah. Yeah, they weren't together for a lot of my childhood, so I spent, times between my parents' houses. But my father's house was always an adventure. One, because he had a farm with turkeys and shire horses and everything. And he also had a recording studio on the top of his house, which, and I would wake up in the morning to my father coming down the stairs playing the bagpipes or
Right.
you know.
Oh, you played the bagpipes. Oh my goodness,
Oh,
that's
he plays
crazy.
everything.
He's an amazing saxophone player.
Yeah.
Amazing
Okay.
saxophone. Yeah, very good.
Let me ask you this, Abigail. Yeah, I guess how important was music in your childhood?
Me? Ooh,
Yes.
very big part of my childhood. Yeah. Predominant played woodwind instruments up until my mid-teenage years, and then boys take over and discos and heavy rock music and no. I don't not want any more of that classical stuff anymore. But
No, I
Tony's
understand.
got an amazing story as well, amazing musical background.
Okay. Well, please do tell, please.
Yeah, when I was about 11, 10 or 11, I started playing the clarinet.
Okay.
Clarinet,
All right. Yeah. In band class, right, or what?
clarinet, saxophone.
All right.
And
I used to play the flutes. I know the clarinet. I was the wind section.
okay. Well, around about that time, there used to be a very famous couple called Cleo Lane and Johnny Danforth. Okay, it's a long time ago. Cleo Lane was well known for being able to do something like so very high octaves. Okay,
Okay.
and Johnny Danforth was an extremely famous person himself as well, and they were married. And they were jazz musicians.
Okay.
And when I was 12 years of age, I was lucky enough to be asked to go to their place, and I was taught by Cleo Lane and Johnny Danforth.
That's amazing.
And then I played at the Royal Albert Hall, which is in London. As I was 12 years of age. The Royal Albert Hall is a big stage, orchestras, very big. And I was on the front of the stage with the spotlight down on me, the orchestra behind me.
Oh, wow.
And I played on the saxophone. I played a song called Yakety Sax. And it is the theme tune to a comedy that used to be in England called The Benny Hill Show.
All right, I heard of that. I've heard of that show, definitely. Yeah,
And
yeah.
so the song was the one that was always played on Benny Hill. And anyway, I played that on my own, 12 years of age.
So you got a solo? Oh, as a
solo? On my own. Completely.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
But unfortunately, it's a bad thing, this is a bad thing I'm going to say now, because I was very, very good on that. But when I got to about 15 or 16, I don't know, I got more interested in girls and, you know, and going out, hanging out with the guys and
exactly.
going into pubs when I shouldn't have been going into pubs. And so I kind of let it go. But I still have a saxophone upstairs, and maybe one day I'll pick it up again.
Sure enough, I understand.
Maybe.
That's just like...
Hey, if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be amazing for the channel. Let's get back to the video.
Maybe.
That's just like, it's how your life went. You know, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious. You know, so you both were growing up in London or United Kingdom and everything. At what age or how did you all get introduced to dancing?
I've always danced. I've danced from being a young child, you know, doing your old ballet dancing and tap dancing and everything like that. But I've always followed music, and with every music genre is a dance. There's a dance.
Right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I went through them all. I was into rock, then I was into punk rock, then it was like disco music, alternative disco music, northern soul, house music, rave music, the lot.
Yeah,
so,
okay, sure enough.
And as an adult, I used to work in a very famous pub where we used to dance. We used to dance on the bars and do shows and things like that. And I've done a stint in Ibiza, dancing in the clubs in Ibiza. So it's always been there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think
I would say the same, really. Wherever music was playing, I'd always be dancing.
Okay,
didn't matter what it was, I would always do it. So just the same.
Yeah, I believe, Tony, did you start with Cuban salsa though? I guess was that like your first, I guess, part of dance? Is my real question.
Yes. Yeah. That was 12 years ago.
Okay.
And it was Avi that said, we're going to do salsa. And I did this. No.
Oh, no. Wow.
I'm not doing salsa dancing. No.
And why were you hesitant or not wanting to do it? I'm curious.
Yeah. Sorry?
Wow.
I said, I'm curious, why that time were you like reluctant to do it? I'm just curious.
Because I didn't think it was going to be very cool. I didn't think it was really something I wanted to be in. So anyway, I went with her. And after about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, I couldn't get it. I said, I'm not doing that. So she keep on going. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, I try again. Do a few weeks, I can't do it. I used to get really, really frustrated.
Okay.
It started to click, and I thought, I quite like this, actually. I quite like it.
Okay.
And then that was from there, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I want to ask you, Miss Abigail, tell me, what was your beginner stage like learning salsa?
Oh, learning salsa, it was. It's always been a music I've enjoyed. Love Latin music because it's got the jazz elements, etc.
Exactly.
Cuban music I kind of just fell upon, truth be known. I just thought salsa was salsa. Fortunately,
right.
Fortunately, the class that I picked up on that was just around the corner from us was Cuban, an amazing Cuban dancer called Vitelio Ramos, and he's the only guy that we've learnt with. So I said, come on, do you fancy doing this Cuban salsa? There's a class round the corner. He's like, oh, the football's on. So that's the truth. That's the truth. And I just said, well, I'm going. And I would come back and say how much fun it had been, and eventually sort of said, well, you can't be having too much fun, you know. I'm in on this fun. What's going on? What's this salsa fun all about? And it just took off from there.
Real quick, I'm curious. How big was like the Cuban salsa or the salsa scene? How big were the classes at that time?
At the time, we're talking 13 years ago, maybe. It was quite a big scene. And
Wow!
Yeah, the Cuban salsa came in first, but then there's different styles of salsa, and the other styles of salsa became more easy to attain. So people would go over to the other side, as we call it.
We call it the other side.
The other
crossbody.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Were you dancing rueda or just like
casino?
Casino. Okay, casino. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one in the circle. I love casino. That's very nice.
Yeah.
We dance this, and crossbody is lines.
Exactly.
Lines.
Yeah. They call it linear or like LA or New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. And so you both are well, actually, let me ask you this. So does BlackPool, does it have a big dance scene?
Not really. We have little pockets. Little pockets of dance, the alternative dancings like salsa and things like that. But we're having a massive resurge in Northern Soul at the moment, because it's a northern dance. So we get it's kind of springing up, where the people will come in their hundreds and dance on the promenade in the sunshine, or at the tower, and all these little pubs that still have music are catering for the Northern Soul scene at the moment. So that's good.
So we have quite major cities that are not too far from us.
Yeah.
Okay. Manchester is not
big
far.
City. Right, a big city.
Liverpool is not far from us.
Okay.
So it may be in the car, an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
That's not bad.
So it's not too far, and it's bigger in Manchester.
Of course. Yeah.
It's here. So there's more than enough people here for us to have our classes and teach and have our small parties. But when we want to do something bigger, we travel. We travel.
Right.
Travel. And that's the way it is. Sometimes we go to London. London is good, but for us to drive to London, it's about 5.5 hours.
Oh, okay. I've talked to a couple instructors in London. I know London has a bigger dance scene, right?
Yes. It does. Yeah. But Birmingham also is good. Birmingham is very good.
Oh,
I'm going to see Sean in Manchester.
Okay, Sean Wilson.
We know Sean very well.
Okay, he's an amazing guest. I loved having him on the show.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question real quick, Tony. But I was actually referred to you all by, I only know her by her first name, but this lady named Michelle. Her name, she has a Twitter. Yeah, Michelle. She has a Twitter name, drawing of a girl.
Drawing of a girl. Michelle.
If not, it's not a big deal. That's how I found out about you all. She referred me to you all.
Okay.
She gave me her first. I guess I should ask for the last, but no worries.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Tony.
Did you do a podcast with Michelle?
I wanted to, but she said she didn't want to come on, man. I was like, okay, sure enough. Yeah, I guess she said she wanted to leave it to the instructors. I guess she must have taken classes with you all though.
Yeah. But I can't think.
I'll send her. When we get done this, I'll send you her information, because you probably, she knows you by first name basis, so you must know her.
Okay.
But I want to ask you, Tony. Back when you were learning Cuban, you said that you would do it for a little while and give up, and then finally you stuck with it. I'm curious, what made you, I guess, stick with it? Why did you not give it up completely?
Because she kept nagging me.
Okay,
that's the answer. She nagged me, but
encouraged him. I encouraged
all right. I like that better.
Yeah. So yeah, so mainly, but then I started to feel like I could do it, and I felt good when I was
It's
doing it,
confidence.
and I was looking good. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna keep
Okay.
going. That was it.
Yeah, I understand.
That's it.
Okay, sure enough.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, so you both are learning salsa. Is there a Cuban salsa? Is there anything you learn after Cuban salsa? Another dance or
Is there any, say again?
after Cuban salsa? Do you learn a different dance style, or how long
No,
do you stick with that?
Cuban.
Just Cuban
It's
salsa,
salsa,
yeah.
Cuban, nothing
Okay,
else. Cuban.
Yeah.
okay, sure enough. And
No.
so and tell me, so at what point or how did you get introduced to Kizomba?
It's by chance, wasn't it? It was friends of ours that we had said, "Oh, we've heard of this new dance called Kizomba. This is what it looks like," and we're like, "Oh, we like that." And he'd actually proposed to me, so
Ah,
we said that would make a really nice wedding dance, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
started it
yeah,
off. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that was what it was. We were getting married a few months later. We saw that dance, and for in England, I don't know what it's like in America, but if the truth be known, most people stopped dancing together many years ago. Most people now, when they go out together, husbands, wives, boyfriend, girlfriends, when the music is on, they dance apart to each other like this, yeah? But years ago, people used to dance like this, close.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So when I saw Kizomba, I thought, that's nice. I like that. So maybe we could learn some of that. And when we get married, we will do that for our dance. So that's what we did. And we were very new to it. We didn't really know much, but we knew enough to just do a little dance together when we got married. And then we just kept on going and going and going.
Fell in
Okay.
love with it.
Fell
Fell
in
in
love,
love.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I want to hear about, all that, but tell me about your beginner stage in Kizumba. What was it like first learning it?
It just felt very natural. I personally, the people we were learning with, because it was very, very new to England at the time. It had only been knocking around for a few years. This is like 8, 9 years ago. So there was very much, it was a bit blurry as to what Kizomba was. It was very blurry and I think what was happening was we were getting down this watered down version of Kizomba.
Right.
It was like a Kizomba fusion, definitely a fusion, with bits of
Okay.
tango in there. And it's like, I like this dance, but there's a deeper meaning to this.
Oh
So
yeah,
we
definitely.
quickly found out, its history and how it should be done, and just fell in love with that, because it gets deep into yourself. The music does, for starters.
Yeah.
And I think if you, like with the Cuban salsa scene, because it's a very organic and deep rooted dance, that's very appealing. It's very appealing. Don't like shallow things. So the Kizomba scene was, it was just building up then, and we just fell in love with it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure enough.
For me, same thing again. I would do it for a few weeks, and I
Oh
think,
wow.
this is hard. This is
Ah.
hard. So I quit. And then I'd do it a couple of weeks. I'd go back, do a few more. This is hard. And I'd quit.
Yeah.
After the third or fourth time, right, keep on going.
Okay, sure enough.
So again, I started to feel like I could understand the leads, because salsa, in my opinion, is easy compared to kizomba.
And I have to ask you, why do you say it's easier? Why do you think it's easier?
Because in salsa, everything is at arm's length. If it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. Let go, turn around, come back. In kizomba, it's so close.
Less
You know.
forgiving.
So the moment you do something slightly wrong and you put the lady off balance, you can really feel it. And
Yeah.
it's awkward and not very nice. So yeah. So once I started to feel that I could feel the music and I could understand the leads, and I started to get more of a nice dance with my partners, I thought, now this is really, really nice. I like this. So that's
I,
where
I want to ask you, for people out there right now who who maybe in the beginning stage of something and they feel like giving up, what advice could you give them?
Don't give up. Don't give up. The thing is, a lot of people come into this dance from another dance genre that they've done for a few years, or and they think they're sort of at a specific level. So to learn a new dance, for one, they're not quite sure whether it's a Latin dance or not. It's not. It's not. It has Latin influences, but it's not a Latin dance. So it's a different way of dancing, and they look at it on the dance floor and think, that looks easy. I'll pick that up in a couple of months. Or I'll have a few lessons, and
I say it looks easy from the outside looking in.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's
yeah.
not easy.
And you can see them. They're looking foolish. They're a beginner again. They don't like being a beginner again. And from that point, they think, I can't handle this. It's a lot more difficult than I realized. So they sort of go and give up, rather than look or feel silly. And that's a shame, because you forget when you start learning something, how deeply involved you have to get in it.
Right.
And you have to look silly. You have to make mistakes.
But unfortunately, there is two sides to the story, because there are those that see it and want to learn the dance for what it is.
Yeah.
But then there are those that watch it, think it's easy. It's just a matter of coming together. And when you have festivals and you have a Kizomba room separate to a salsa room or separate to a bachata room, you will get people go in there, come together, and start doing something that really looks a bit nasty.
Okay.
Nothing like Kizomba, nothing like Kizomba whatsoever, because they think that's what it is, to just hold and grind and
right.
It's nasty. So there's two sides. The people who really want to learn Kizomba, the people who just want to do something a bit in the room. Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah.
yeah.
I want to ask you, do you think that learning Cuban salsa did that make help learning Kizomba any easier? Like, was that a basis for you, or not at all?
No.
No.
Cuban salsa gives you an understanding of musicality and things like that.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I would say it was the other way around. I think learning Kizomba then helps the salsa.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
I would say the same too, because when you dance close together, you learn more about the appreciation of each other's movements, because it has to be right for it to feel good. So what you find in the salsa is that you do the same moves that you did, but your connection with your partner, although it's not here, it's very here, and so the connection becomes better, I think, from the Kizomba.
Because the Kizomba is a more connected dance, mind and body. And when you go into your salsa, sometimes because there's a lot of fast track classes that do the salsa scene on the salsa scene, so people just sort of do it, and they're sort of more like executing moves rather than truly dancing them. If they come into the Kizomba and then carry on with their salsa, it gives them more of an empathy with the music and with their partner. I think so anyway.
Yeah,
definitely.
I believe it was Charles Ogar. I don't know if you heard of him. I believe he said that Kizomba will improve your salsa, your bachata, all those other dances. I think he was saying because it helps teach you about the weight transfer.
Yes.
And also being that connectivity with your partner. So I definitely understand that.
Yeah. I'd agree. I would agree wholeheartedly with that. It's very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I've never been to a salsa class that explains about your weight transfer.
Okay. Right.
You have to step on your right, and but in Kizomba you have to use that.
Yes, that's a big part of it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm curious. How did you guys? So you're learning Kizomba and everything. How did you guys get into teaching? How did that come about?
It was a very slow process. I think we'd been dancing Kizomba about 4 years.
Okay.
And people were just asking us, how do you do that? How do you do that? You should teach, you should teach. You know?
Can I just butt in there?
Yeah.
Sorry. We were probably in the salsa scene, one of the few people at the time in our area that was doing a little bit of Kizomba. Okay, to a point that it looked like a Kizomba dance and not bad. Okay, so there was occasions where we'd be in a salsa do for the night, and a Kizomba would come on, and probably the only people that would get up and dance to that would be. And at that time, it meant lots of people were watching us, and so straight away they're like, "Wow." Sometimes it was really strange. Sometimes we come off the floor and people be applauding because they hadn't seen that dance, you know. So so that was in the early days, you know, because there wasn't much around. And then basically we just had friends and friends and friends and friends saying, "Why don't you teach us? Teach us to do that." And we said at the time, we said no, we're not ready for that yet.
No.
We're still learning ourselves. You know, we're not ready to teach anybody else. We're okay together. We're not ready yet. And we stayed true to that for a while. But we were getting more and more pressure to teach. So we decided, okay, let's go for it.
Okay.
And we did some teacher training down in London.
Wouldn't have done it without teacher training.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about that. Yeah. Tell me about that teacher training. What was that like for you?
It was amazing. It was amazing, and it validates what you're doing. You know, if you're going out into a scene, I don't believe you can just sort of learn a dance for a couple of months, then go out and teach it.
Yeah.
People, and we're all above board. You need your insurance. You need to know about different teaching techniques, the way different people learn, etc., etc. And we wanted to learn from people, one, that were Angolan, and two, that were established teachers themselves. There wasn't any. There was one teacher training program available in the UK at the time, and we took it. We went down south and we learned with Iris de Brito and Sika Troy, and we learned how to teach.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome. And so tell me, you know, please go more in depth. What was I guess, what did they teach you in teacher training? You know, what was that?
They taught us about the history of the dance and everything that goes with it. They taught us about lesson planning, about being a leader and a follower.
Right.
Which is very important. You know, it's a 50-50 dance, so you can't just teach a leader. You can't. You row of guys like that. Right, guys, this is what you do. But girls, you just follow. You know, I always say, if you go to a class like that, walk out. The follows need to learn how to.
Of course.
I think the main thing was that it wasn't just about footwork or, you know, what the basic steps were. It wasn't really about that. It was more in depth than that. And just helping you to focus on the fact that there's certain things are more important than others. Some of the other stuff doesn't really matter. You know, about how to be empathetic towards the people that you're teaching. To realize that as teachers, no matter how bad a day you've had, once that lesson starts, people are paying you money, you smile and you be happy. No matter what's happened in your life, now it's time for you to be professional again. So all these things you need to obviously take on board, because this is true. And so we were very lucky that early days we had a bunch of friends. We knew them anyway, so we started there, and then very quickly it started to progress and move on. And the first year or so was a big learning curve for us.
I believe it.
Big learning curve, because, you know, you're not just helping them, you have to improve yourself all the time as well.
Of course, yeah.
Okay? So we have to go to as many festivals as we can, take some more advice from people we know in the dance scene, like certain names I'll pop up, like Rico and Ada, or, you know, people like that we've known for a long time, and they're professional in what they do. Take advice. You know, these people have been doing it longer than we have. You know.
Right. how long was that teacher training program? I'm curious.
It was an intense weekend that we did with follow-on work that we could do from home.
Okay, awesome,
For like
awesome.
6 weeks.
Okay, I wanna ask you about because teaching is a skill. That's like an ability you have to improve
Yeah.
upon and build up. So I'm curious. You said it yourself. You said that first year was was difficult, man. Tell me about learning to teach, and tell me about that first year of you teaching.
Ooh, first year. It's very nerve-wracking when you go into your first class. It's extremely nerve-wracking. You've never done
Right.
no matter what role play you've done before, it can't prepare you for your first few classes.
Right.
You have to learn how to work with each other. Yeah, you have to learn how to be equal, how to be equal in on that dancing forum when you're there, and how to read a class. You have to know how to read a class.
Yes.
I'm a stickler for lesson plans. Absolute stickler for lesson plans. They have to have a certain flexibility, but if I'm teaching at a certain level, then they get taught at that level.
We have never once. We have books on books on books of every single class that we have done, written down, handwritten.
Just like notes for it.
Pardon?
So just like notes for that class.
Yeah.
We have an actual plan for every single one. So I could go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and I could tell you exactly what we did on them days.
Okay, nice.
What music
we used, everything. So we have everything to go back on. We plan everything. We never walk in and not know what we're doing. There might be the odd time where maybe I've got in late from work or something and I've not got long to go there. And there may be the odd time when I'm a little bit vague, but within minutes we've got it sorted out. But I think the thing that's mainly I learned is that sometimes you can feel that you, as a teacher, you feel that what you're showing is easy, but they're not finding it easy.
Right. I noticed that.
If you're not careful, you can find yourself getting a little bit irritated because they're not getting it. I get a bit irritated, but I have to realize that I can't actually be that way to them.
Right. Yeah. You're holding them to like a higher expectation, right?
Yes. We're
quite pedantic with our teaching. We believe in breaking things down. To weight distribution, I use scientific terms, I use geometry terms, I use all sorts of things because there are different learning types.
Exactly, everyone learns differently.
Yeah, you've got audio, visual. We have people with special needs in our classes that have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
But always done with a smile.
Okay.
Always done.
Yeah.
Always an element of cheekiness between us.
Yeah. You want to create that fun environment, right? You don't want it to be.
Best way to learn.
Yeah.
The best way to learn is fun.
Yeah. Keep it light, but meaningful as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've been joking, but meaningful as well.
They need to go away with a sense of achievement.
Right.
They need to leave that class with sense of achievement, but something that has been attainable, but also something that leaves them wanting to come back for some more.
Exactly. Yeah, of course.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
I just keep paying them. They keep coming back.
I said I was looking on your Facebook page, and you guys have like just nothing but positive reviews, and so I want to ask you. I know you spoke on it already.
We pay them.
Is that what it is?
Costing us a fortune.
So on top of that, tell me, you're paying them, but what do you think makes you such great teachers? I know you said you're very detailed, very focused. What makes you such great teachers, though?
Fun.
Okay.
Fun.
I think attention to detail and fun.
Yeah.
And we are very much on first name terms with everybody who comes to us. Okay. We socialize together as many times as possible. We have our own parties where these people come to us as well. So the family becomes bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for each other, and I think that's what we're managing to bring together.
Yeah, Kizomba's supposed to be it's a family dance anyway, but
Right.
element in it. So when we do socials and when we have classes, there's always a social afterwards as well. So these guys can get guided practice. We're always we work hard, and I think they know that we work hard and appreciate it. So we're always, after class, it's not just like, right, that's your class, off you go. We're still there and we still work with them. Anybody needs any more attention, they get it, and it works. We do charity nights every year.
Nice.
And we go out, we have a little system that we take out, we'll meet in the park, we'll meet on the beach, we go to
anywhere. We take some music, pull it in the street.
So that's all you need. All you need is some music. Yeah, that's all you need.
So we like, because it's fun, we like to be involved in things other than just a weekly class. It's not just
right. I definitely understand that. I want to ask you, how is I guess is the Kizomba teaching, like, I guess, scene, is it very competitive in Blackpool, or is it really just you all?
In the northwest where we are, okay, there isn't really anybody close to us.
Okay.
Okay, Manchester, yes. Liverpool, yes. But from Blackpool going up the country, more up the country, it's a many miles before anybody is teaching Kizomba.
Okay.
So there's a
but
big,
it is countryside. There's lots of sheep and hills.
Yeah, there's lots of
not a lot of people.
So there's a big area that's really not been worked very hard, but it would be very difficult for two people just to do that, to be able to go that distance and be able to do that. So the area that we cover is enough for us. Any more be too much.
Okay.
Also, because we also obviously have we do a lot of guest appearances as well at festivals and various different party nights all over.
Okay.
So, and that's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough.
There's a healthy salsa and bachata scene in the area anyway. So with there only being 7 days in the week, you have to watch your political side.
Right.
You're not stepping on anybody's toes on the set.
Yeah.
Even though it's a different genre, you still have to mind, going on. So you have to take it all into consideration, which we do.
So competitiveness with maybe other teachers, etc. Not in the Kizomba world, but we still have to be very mindful of those that teach bachata, those that teach salsa, and those that teach tango, and not be seen to be maybe trying to take people from their classes, your classes, or vice versa. So there is an etiquette that really everybody should stick to.
Yeah.
I think most work that way
really
and
well.
work okay.
Okay, sure enough.
It's like
I've been
a connection thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. I understand. Yeah. I've been talking to thankfully, like, a lot of people across the globe, and I didn't really know this, but I didn't realize how big salsa actually was around, like, outside the U.S. Really, it's actually very popular. Right?
Huge.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. In comparison to Kizomba,
yeah.
It's absolutely enormous. Very big scene. And bachata.
Bachata's going crazy.
Yeah. I feel like those are kind of like salsa and bachata kind of go hand in hand. I would be surprised to go to a place that plays salsa and not bachata, or not bachata, not salsa. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying.
But you do get that. You do get.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or you'll get at the festivals. You'll get a salsa room and a bachata room.
Okay. Sure enough, I get you.
Yeah.
Rather than instead of mixing the music, salsa one room, bachata
dedicated room,
Kizomba another room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually like that. I enjoy socials where it's kind of like just a mixture instead of dedicated to one dance. I just enjoy that variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy being able to just switch it up. Here's one different type of music and dance something different.
Yeah.
I want to I'm be honest with you. I kind of forgot how to say it, but I want to ask you, where did you get the name Norieste? Oh, I forgot.
Noroeste. Northwest.
Norieste, my fault.
Kizomba
Noroeste.
Northwest.
Northwest.
Oh, is that what it is? Noroeste. Okay, Northwest.
Noroeste.
Okay. Is that just where you got it from? That's how you got the name?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're in the Northwest.
Okay.
So Kizomba Noroeste, Kizomba Northwest.
Okay. All right. Simple as that.
Yeah, Portuguese. That's correct. Is that right?
Can't believe you're saying that.
I'm just asking
Yeah.
you. Well, you don't. You put it down. It's Portuguese. So
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay. Sure enough. I want to if I'm not mistaken, I remember you all told me that not too long ago you actually took a trip to Angola. Is that correct?
Oh yes.
don't remind me because I
Uh,
don't want to be here. It was
Okay.
so good.
Oh,
It was-
so I want to please, yeah, tell me all about that, please.
Ooh, where'd you start? Where'd you start? It was just obviously you do Kizomba.
Oh, hang on. I'll start with one special thing.
Okay.
Last night, at long last, we've been back now for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Been back now for 3 weeks, and while we were in Angola, we were very lucky to be going on live national Angolan TV.
Yeah, sure
Dance.
enough.
Yeah, no,
I've
no.
seen it.
Yeah, but we
Oh no, but please, yeah, speak on it. Tell me, how did that come about? Please speak on it.
Okay, the couple that we went to Angola with, the guys that organised the trip, they the girl that's part of the couple, she actually works with a guy that works for TPA, which is the Angolan television company, and it's a culture show that they show on once a week in an afternoon, and they invited us to, because we're non-Angolan, doing their dance, so they were very
Right.
very curious as to why'd you do our dance? I can't believe it. And they just loved it. They love it. They embrace the fact that non-Angolans are doing their dance. They love it. They
That's
love it.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we went there, and the people that were in our travel group, and we learnt a small routine, and we just went on there and did this routine. It was good fun.
And at long last, we actually had it sent through to us last night on our phones. Now we have evidence of being obviously.
Yeah, I saw the video. It was amazing.
Yeah, we only got it last night ourselves, so it was good. It was really good. But anyway, that was the end. But the trip in total was amazing.
Yeah.
Mario and Laurie, the people that were looking after us, they were amazing. It was just incredible. It was incredible. The culture, the people were so warm.
Gregarious,
Warm.
very gregarious, very
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah. Dancing wise, the men, like complete strangers coming up and shaking your hands, saying nice to meet you, just in the clubs and things, For me, the hairstyle,
You stood out, right?
everywhere I walked, people were shouting across the street to me about my hair, so that was a strange thing.
He was
for me.
like a mini celebrity. It was like that whole
Yeah.
school children came out and hey.
Yeah. I don't know why, but for them, this was something very different. And so, it was quite good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I have a cat now. I was going to say hello. This is my cat.
Okay. Hey, I love it. He looks adorable.
So we went to Angola, and
Excuse
it was
me.
a very
I will be back in one moment.
Yes, sir.
Moment.
strangle a cat. So we went to Angola, and it was a cultural experience. The whole trip was like a mixture of all the culture. It's only 10 days, so we sort of did everything from both ends of the scale to get a true representation of what Angolan culture was. Of course, the dance side of it is a massive part of their culture, and of course, it's a dance school that took us.
The dance and the music, right?
Oh my goodness, yeah. There's music everywhere, every club we went to, and it was like the groups that you see, that you have these records. Oh, I love this guy, and there they were in this little bar in Angola.
Oh, yeah.
And we also ended up because there was a disaster in Mozambique
Yeah.
not so long ago, and the guy that organised for us to go to the television studios, he's he's a journalist and he's big on humanitarian things. So he had organised the very next night that we were at the television studios, he'd organised that we could go to this benefit gig for Angola and Mozambique joined together to, raise funds for Mozambique. So we ended up at this gig. It was huge in the middle of Luanda. And
it was a huge open air concert, massive stage, big crowds.
Awesome.
We were lucky enough to be put into the VIP section at the front, so we took right around the crowd to the front, which was
That's
amazing.
awesome. That's awesome.
The artists that were on were incredible.
It was all the top artists from Angola
Amazing.
and Mozambique, and we were like, oh my goodness, it's Kayada and it's Conde Martins, and it's all these different people. Paulo Flores were just getting up and singing. We were like, oh my word, look at how lucky are we?
That's so awesome.
Incredible. It was an incredible event.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm curious. If you could tell me what does I guess like authentic Angolan Kizomba and Semba? What does that look like? Can you describe that at all?
What does it look like?
Yeah, can you put that into words?
I'm just going to say one thing, okay, and I think this is true to say. Authentic. Some people use the word authentic or the original traditional Kizomba. Yeah. I never understood for a long time, okay, but now I understand. There is only one Kizomba. Everything else is something else. It's a fusion. It's a change. Urban Kiz, whatever. Urban Kiz. Why it's people called Kiz, I don't know. But Kizomba is Kizomba, and that's it. Semba is Semba, and that's it. So there is, with them dances, Semba is more upbeat, more tricks and flicks, and a little bit more flair to it. Kizomba is a dance that can be danced with your mom and your dad and your uncle and your aunties and your children, okay? And I understand that fully. And we've always understood that and want to teach that. When we went to Angola, how can I put this? Before we went there, we've been doing, as a white middle-aged couple, teach Kizomba. Sometimes you hear things behind the scenes along the lines of what you're doing is wrong. You're not teaching Kizomba. You're not this. You're not. What we're doing is correct. And I kept thinking, no, I feel confident that we're teaching Kizomba and not something else. So for us to go to Angola is completely reassured me.
Verified.
Reassured me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what we are teaching is Kizomba.
That's awesome.
Else. That's what, and I'm happy about that.
Of course, that's great to hear.
Who thinks that we are not, I don't care anymore.
Okay, that's awesome.
Care.
Yeah, it's been like a little piece of a Kizomba jigsaw puzzle. The final piece has been put in place.
Yeah,
and we're happy with what we're doing, and we can't wait to get back there because it's just the scene here is totally different. There's a lot of sort of, for want of a better word, a lot of falseness. You see dances here, and whether it's got too much influences of Semba show, so there's lots of flicky feet going everywhere, too much jinga going on, body rolls, etc. When you go to Angola, there's none of that. There's no pretensions. There's no falseness. There's no egos. They're dancing because they love it. They love it. They ask everybody to dance. They ask everyone to dance. It's just lovely, and the differences in the styles of Kizomba. It's very personal thing, and it comes out in their dancing, and they're dancing to the music. So there's no tarashinha in the middle of a Semba track, or there's none of that going on. It's just lovely. We went to some of the posh clubs, the posh expensive clubs, because Luanda, it's one of the most expensive places to visit on the planet. So we ended up in some really posh Angolan clubs, which were fantastic. But personally, I like the ones down in the shanty towns where everybody shakes your hand and wants to dance, and there's food on and the music's rocking, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the best ones. The best is in the dark and the dingy corners around the streets, you know, and the music playing. They were the good
I
ones.
wanna ask you both real quick. I don't want you both to answer. I don't know if you can even put it into words, but tell me, what was it like, for you to dance with, an Angolan lead, and what was it like for you, to dance with an Angolan follow? Can you describe that?
Yeah, I'll go first. For me, what I would say is that again, it made me, number one, it made me realize that what we're doing is correct. Okay, because when I started dancing with them, straight away I felt comfortable.
Nice.
Okay, I felt very, very comfortable immediately. The obvious thing to me, and I suppose it's because they're brought up with this music. So the only difference really is that obviously they're not just doing moves. They listen to the music and they dance. So they dance from the head to the toe. So everything is moving. Okay, everything is moving, but in a classy way, in a nice classy way. I found that the connection that they gave to me was not overpowering. It was fairly easy for me to control. Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. It was nice.
For me, dancing with a guy, there's an Angolan guy there in Angola. It's smooth. There's smooth, again, no ego in there. There was no ego. They were dancing with you.
That's awesome.
I'm just going to dance to how I want to dance. And
yes, it's not a performance, right?
Yeah, it was just smooth, and there's a guy, and I need to find his name out because it eludes me all the time. He was responsible for the tornadoes, the turnarounds that they do in Semba, where the guy will, go down on one foot. It's very, very similar to what they do in Cuban Salsa. And I had a dance with this guy while we were in a nightclub in Luanda, and it was just such an honor. Every dance I had, and the guys ask you to dance, every dance was me and him. It wasn't him dancing to me.
Right.
Thinking, what on earth am I doing here? What does he want me to do? Every dance was better than the last.
Okay, that's awesome.
So, yeah, it's incredible.
That sounds awesome. I would love to go.
Still smiling now.
Yeah.
Really
I'm so jealous. I would love the opportunity, to go and visit, man. That's such an amazing opportunity you all had.
Oh yeah. We will go again.
Definitely.
Okay,
we will go again. Yeah. When she earns enough money, then we'll go.
I want to ask you this real quick. Yeah, you all have been dancing for quite a long time. What lessons have you learned from dancing that you're able to translate to your everyday life?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience, yeah. Patience. And when I say patience, I mean that everything you do is going to have a result in the end. So don't give up.
Okay.
Patience to anything. Whether it's I've been doing a buffet for my daughter's getting my grandson christened tomorrow. So I've been put in charge of baking cakes. And as a caterer, an ex-caterer, it's been a while since I've been baking cakes. So I've had to, and it's been a journey. But the patience, and they look fantastic in the end. So
that's awesome.
Like that, just keep going, keep trying.
Yeah, I think.
And enjoy.
I think everyday life. I think I'm a builder. That's what I do in my everyday life for work.
Tony's Wiley's improvements, right? I was going to talk to you about it.
Yeah. I've not put anything on that for about a year now, but
okay.
I think attention to detail. Attention to detail is another thing. It's like whatever I do, I treat everybody's property that I work on like it's my own. Okay. I try to be as tidy and as clean as I can and do the job the best I can do. So attention to detail. So that means that in order to achieve the whole effect, everything that they do before has to be spot on and correct. Okay, so attention to detail just means that in the Kizomba side, salsa side, whatever, if you're going to teach somebody something, don't rush them. Don't rush them. Don't try getting them to do things, right, even though they desperately want to know how to do this or do that. They're not ready for it. They're not ready for it. So you need to understand there is only a certain amount of basics. Get the basics correct. You can have a lovely dance, just basics. You don't need to do anything else, just basics. If you get that right, everything else becomes easier. So don't rush. Attention to detail. And that's how I think it transfers from your everyday to lessons.
Okay, okay.
Both ways.
I definitely understand that. I wanna ask you this. For intermediate dancers, and you might have already answered this, but for intermediate dancers who want to take that next step to to become an advanced dancer, what do they have to do?
An intermediate to an advanced dancer, they have to practice.
Okay.
They have to. Sometimes you can't just rely on natural ability. You have to practice, and that practice means that you're dedicated, that you're serious about what you're going to do. We're not in this game to produce professional dancers. We're not professional dancers ourselves. So we don't want to produce professional dancers. We just want people to dance and have fun. So to take them on a level, whether it be from beginner to intermediate, so on and so forth, they have to have attained some, obviously, basics to go on to a level 2, and from a level 2 to a 3, and so on and so forth. They have to have achieved certain things, be able to do them, because if they can't do them, then they're not going to be able to attain.
Right. Yeah.
An advanced dancer should be doing.
I think personally, this is reality now. I think that for every 100 people that you teach, you're going to be lucky if you get a handful of people that go on to be considerably good advanced Kizomba dancers. Out of no matter how many, there's only ever going to be a few that actually make it to that level. Most people will just be social dancers, just know enough to have a nice social dance. And so with them people, you can't keep pushing them to try and be greater and better, because it's just something that's not within them to do that.
Right.
But the odd few, the ones where you can see they have that, then you work with them a little bit more, maybe. And sometimes they may ask you for more. And don't forget, for us, we have a long way to go ourselves. A long way to go.
Still learning, yeah.
We have nobody in this area for us to go to help us.
Okay.
We have to go to Angola.
We have to go to Angola, So, or we have to go other places, or what she just said is right. You have to realize that your natural ability will get you so far. From there, you have to work harder. You have to practice more. You have to choose things that you want to do and practice them until you feel that you can do that on the dance floor, just like that.
Right.
And so that's where it's your dedication comes in more then, depending on how far you want to go.
I understand that.
It's that kind of, you get the gist of what people want out of their dance journey.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're sort of screaming if they're hungry to get more, but you think actually no, they're not ready for it.
Right.
I'll hold them back.
I understand that. Yeah.
In a very subtle way, so they don't know.
I understand. I
want
want
to say that. She takes people from the intermediate class and says, "You're not doing this. Get back in the beginner class."
Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay, I was like,
I'm joking. It's a bit of British humor. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I want to let me ask you this. I want you both to answer this. Can you give me? Say it again.
Can we confer?
Can you give me one piece of advice that can make anyone a better dancer immediately?
Immediately, one piece of advice. Know your music.
Okay.
Let the music be your master.
I think that is the one and only important advice.
Musicality then, right, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know your music. Know your music. If you can dance the music, it changes how you are because
Definitely.
you're no longer
Doing
just doing
steps.
routine steps. Now you know the music. So if you listen to enough of the music and you kind of know what's happening with the music, you can twist and turn the dance into something a bit more special.
Yeah.
I would say
If
that's
you know
right.
your music, you're connected to the music, you're going to automatically connect to your partner.
Right.
So that goes hand in hand. So that from one thing you get two results from it. Yeah.
No, definitely.
And that's what it doesn't matter if you're a great dancer. You don't have to be technically a great dancer, so long as you're dancing with your partner and giving them the time of their life. For the next 3 minutes that you're together on that dance floor, you have to be connected.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
I was,
musicality. It's musicality.
yeah. I say, I guess just to repeat what you said, the music dictates everything,
Oh yeah.
and when you're dancing, like you said it earlier, you're dancing, I guess, like to your I guess with your partner. That's that connection. That's what makes it a memorable and an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When both parties are having a good time, right?
Yeah. Of
Mhm.
course. Of course. Yeah.
Definitely. So I definitely understand that. I wanna ask you. Tell me, what are some upcoming events that you all have going on?
Oh, we have. We're guest teaching at a Wigan event in July. It's the Salsa Feel the Heat. It's a Cuban weekender.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll be teaching there. Sue, that runs the event, likes Cuban, obviously. She's a Cuban teacher herself, but she gets some amazing guest teachers in Cuban, and she's actually got the people that we went to Angola with. She's got them coming over as well.
Nice.
She likes quality teachers,
Yeah.
but she's got as well. So there's
She has a big event every year. Has been doing it for many years now. She's amazing. The artists are amazing. It's an amazing weekend, and we're honoured. We're honoured that we're going to be part of that this year.
Yeah.
We're really looking forward to that. We have friends out in Ireland. We go out and see them and do nights with them in Ireland, which is a really, really good night over there. Yeah. Quite often. We've just done a festival last weekend, weekend before in Blackpool, which was an amazing festival as well. Fantastic weekend. We are going to go to Milan later on in the year to I Am Semba in Milan, which is that's an incredible weekend. Yeah. We're going to go to that. And we have other things that I'd have to go and get the calendar and have a look, because it's like every other week something is happening.
Okay.
Yeah, every weekend is taken up with events.
Okay.
Things
I understand.
It's not our own, other people.
Yeah. Okay. Busy.
Yeah.
I understand. I guess I really want to just thank you both for taking time out your day to talk to me. I really do appreciate that.
It's been amazing. It's been good.
I
thought I'd be really nervous. But no, it's good.
Yeah, it's not often I meet somebody or talk to somebody who has a bigger smile than me.
I appreciate that. Seriously, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can tell you both are, just very passionate, about dancing, about Kizomba. So I thoroughly enjoyed it myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And remember, come and visit us.
Yeah? Oh, of course.
Hopefully one day we're gonna meet. We'll meet somewhere.
I would love to.
I hope so. But if you ever come to England, if you ever come,
from the BlackPool, I have to, of course.
Okay.
Real quick, for people watching, how can people get in contact with you? Where can they find you at?
They can find us on our Facebook page, Kizomba Noroeste. Yeah, I have no website, unfortunately.
Facebook is just as good. That's perfectly fine.
See, the thing is that we obviously we kind of have everything promoted for within the area we're in. It's not really too much point in promoting too far out, because it becomes too far to come for classes. So
yeah, I understand.
We've probably done as much as we can.
But if you're out there and want us at your festival, then contact us on our Facebook page, Kizomba Noroeste.
Yeah, of course.
We'll come over to America. Let's go and do that.
I say this when I do publish this, I want to make sure I put all your contact information in the details so people can find it.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
That
Of
would
course, of course, of course. Say
Are
like
we,
I said.
are we
Uh,
going now?
say it again.
Are we going now? Is that it?
Oh, I mean, what you mean? Are we
No.
going? What you mean? Oh,
Are we finished now or not?
oh
No.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, pretty much. Like I said, I want to thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I just want to let you all, enjoy the rest of your day.
and you too.
And you.
And you too.
It's been a real pleasure speaking with you.
Of course, that. Thank you so much.
You're a nice guy. I've never met you, but I like you. You're a nice guy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Okay.
We've had animals jumping all over us.
Oh, look, I
I
got
know.
look.
Hey, you got another one. How many you got?
That's the dog.
Oh, so he's adorable. Okay, adorable. Yeah. What is that? What kind of breed is that?
What is it? It's a
It's
poodle.
Poodle.
Okay, sure enough. Simple as
Poodle.
that. It's a chocolate poodle, right? He's a small boy. He's small. Hey, so yeah, like I said, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
And you too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Take care.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's all it is. Hey everyone! If you made it this far to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. My overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers. To give them a platform to speak their story. So, if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So, if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might be more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.